Hello everyone, my name's Donna Price and I'm a floral designer here at Dallas Design Supply. We try to inspire people with our creations and I hope today to do that for you. Today we'll be doing a little demonstration on football mums, and we will be doing everything from the little finger mums all the way up to the 4 mums on a backing. This particular one is a single one that I've done, but we've made it really special by turning the lights on. This one I believe will be very special this coming season, and I will show you how to do it. So I hope you can join me. Thank you so much for coming by. And today we're going to discuss the football mums. And if you live in Texas, you know what I'm talking about. These are huge mums, starting with a single one, going to a double one and a triple one, and I have done some that had 12 mums on the front. So we're going to start with basics today. Maybe later on we'll do one that's a little bit more elaborate if y'all want to come to the second session. I want to start by just showing you some of the products we'll be using. Of course, we've got all the new types of mums. We've got the mums that are flat in the center, which are great for the teddy bears because they don't stick out so far. And it's got a little smaller mum here inside the big mum. The zebra has been very, very popular, and it comes in several colors. We've got several of the mixed colors. We've got 2 sizes of the mums. These I would consider a single mum, and this is a little bit larger one. Of course, I love the larger ones. They look much fluffier to me. So, and it's like 50 cents difference in price. Now, some of the new products we have, I'll show you this one, are little finger mums. And they like these because they can wear them in school that day. And this is one I just really fixed up a long time ago just to see what it would look like. They're very easy to work with. You can make them very elaborate if you want. They call them finger ringers, I think. Because I haven't put bells on this one yet, but they put a lot of these on here. So you're going down the hallway, the girls, and they're shaking their hands. But I'm going to show you how to do these because they come, I'll show you how they come. Here's the one I want to do. They come and they don't have a backing on them. And I didn't like that because you can't do too much to it. So I made up my own little thing, and it looks like this. I learned how to do these. And this is very simple, and it doesn't require a lot of talent. This is actually called the Texas braid. Have y'all ever seen that one? It's not easy to me. This is one of the easiest ones. This is actually the little pink one that I did. And it's done with a number 5 ribbon. And it's just so cute. Of course, this is your regular, what do you call it? Oh, I call it diamond. I don't know. And then I like this one too. This one is very easy to work with. And I'll be sort of demonstrating how to do those. If you want to, if we have time, I'll go over that with you. I wanted to start off, I think, showing y'all the little finger ones. Y'all saw that. If you want to pass that around, y'all can see that. I have used wired ribbon on it, but you don't have to use the wired ribbon. On the one I'm going to make today, I did not use the wired ribbon. Okay. Since I've got this on here, you can actually see they're really cute. Well, you know, it just didn't look finished to me. And I'm sure they'll come out with something like that. They just got to, so. I I could make a killing, huh? On this little finger one, I'm going to do some little ribbon. Because I don't know whether the teachers are going to let them wear the big things that, you know, I don't know how they're going to go over. Did y'all have finger ones last year? You did? Do what, 2 years?
10.
Really?
I made my own with just elastic.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I don't use it. This is excellent too. This is a little wired ribbon. And I think we try to, see, I think it's going to be cute to do something like that on there. And then hang the bells. I like the smaller ribbon on the smaller little petite things. It's easy, especially if they're cheerleaders or whatever. They can always stick one of those up in there. It would bother me, but the girls, they probably won't bother them at all. So, any questions about the little finger ones? I'll let y'all sort of make a template of that for if you'd like to. It's just so much easier to work with, and you can just glue them together. Now this is one of the little wristlets that I had done before, and when I really couldn't figure out how to incorporate the ribbon into it, these are some cute little sheer roses with rhinestones that all I did was just put those in there. So if you got black in your colors, it would be darling. I'm going to finish this real quick. Do y'all do mostly 2 layers on your mums or 3? See, I've seen it done both ways and have either 2 of the backings or 3 of the backings. Do most of y'all do 2 backings or 3? 2 backing? I would think the 3rd backing would be just something that's in your way, really. But anyway, I've made these little things up. I make these up while I'm watching TV. So I'm going to do it sort of similar to this, and I'm going to put a bow here because when you have a wristlet, I like the stringers hanging down. So does everybody know how to make bows? I'll show you how to do that. And I do not put a center knot in my corsage, the mum corsage bows. And I probably will mix some different smaller ribbons in with this. Of course, we gotta have the long stringers. I guess you could just keep going further and further, but I'll stop at that. And I wanted to point out this also. This is Deco Mesh Flex Tubing. You get 30 yards in a package, and they come in little, in the package you get 3 10-yard pieces. But it is the best thing to tie things. And it's soft and it's crushable and you can really tie a really tight knot. I haven't found it too easy to go through things, those little bitty holes. So what I'll usually do is knot it and glue it on there. Or a lot of times they'll have those smaller little openings, the larger openings that you put. But it just flows really, really well, and it's not flat. It doesn't have a rough edge like some of the ribbons do. So this would be really good to put on something like this. And I'll probably be using it. It comes in all colors. The red is particularly good. I did this backing with this. And it's not very much on here. It's just a few, probably just a couple of feet on here. And I've just stapled in with ribbon, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. Of course, a lot of the girls like a lot of sparkle these days, so we have all types of rhinestones, and some that are on stems and some that you can just glue on the petals like this. This, I think, is the largest one we carry. But what I've done is just glued them on there. It's so easy to do. Does everybody know how to put the ribbons on them? Have y'all done this before? Okay. Well, there's several types of ribbon you can use. This is just your regular satin ribbon. And this is a number 9 is what they call it. This is a number 5. There is a number 3. I don't know what I have that. Here's number 3. 3 I usually use on just the smaller ones. This is your regular typical corsage ribbon. But on some of these, I like the bigger one and then come back with the smaller one. And what you do is you determine, I'm just going to do a single one here. You determine how long you want it to come off of the board. And when you're doing these, I try to do, I get the size that I need, and you will probably need about, anywhere from 7 to 10. It depends on how big. But I want to show you 2 different ways you can do this. The first way is to hold the ribbon with the shiny side to you and fold it like so. So you have the shiny side, and you could staple it on like that. Now the stapler I use is made, it's a hand stapler. It's not your typical stapler that you put on and it's made to be able to go in here and you can hold it. Now this is one way to do it, and then I wanted to show you, do it the same way with the smaller ribbon. And we can truck it this way, where it's just the shiny side's just at the top, and this is the flat side. And you can actually put it up on top of this, like so. And that way you have something that's gonna sort of fill in the back. A lot of times it's really flat here, and if you have this, it's not like a big gaping hole back there when it comes out some. You can do either one of these in either size ribbon. Like if you wanted to do the big one and not do any of the other colors, then you can put this like so, and then when you do your mum, it sort of cradles the mum like so. Now see the difference in those? This one goes backwards. It's the same premise in folding it, but you flip one around this way or you flip it that way. Any questions about that? You can also do like so. This is how we used to do them years ago. And they worked out pretty good. I'm going to put this one in the center where y'all can see the difference. And you can really put them in any combination. I have seen people just do a lot of ribbon around it and put a picture in the center, so you don't have to have the mum in the center. I prefer the mum because that's what it's called, a football mum, but I'll leave these out if any of y'all want to look at those. And there are 2 sizes of the mum, so And there's two sizes of the backings. I think this is the larger backing. Okay, let's get back to this one. And probably the best way, since this has already got a backing on it, I'm gonna just glue the bow on also. I'm a messy designer, y'all. I don't know any that aren't. So then you've got like this, and you're gonna put it on your pen like this. You can do it off to the side. This is removable, you know, you can move it around. I guess I need to let that dry a little bit. And we've got so many cute things. I think I'll put Go Team in this. But I think really and truly this year, they're gonna be very elaborate on the wristlets and the finger ones, along with the other ones. So you can just sort of, and I think that would be cute. You can make those all day long and really make a good profit on those. Oh, I did want to show y'all this wire too. This is actually black wire that's been diamond cut, so it looks like it's got little diamonds in it, but it's just wire, just like your regular wire, and it comes in that color and silver. Okay, now then, on this little boogie, this is one that I've got everything stapled on, and I've stapled, I think it's 14 streamers to it. You know, the streamers are up to you. You can put the smaller ones. I probably would put smaller ones on here also, and probably this and some black. Do y'all use this very much? The little thin? It's not too bad. It's $8.99 for 100 yards. So, and it comes in gold and silver. But on this particular one, I've alternated. I've done one of these, and then I've done the little one I showed you. And it just makes for a little bit more dimension in it. And then we're going to put our mum. I'm just going to stick this in here for right now. Oh, excuse me. I wasn't going to use that mum. I was going to use this one, because I think this is cute. And I think animal is in for the rest of my life. I thought it was going out 10 years ago, and in my interior design, it's just never going away. I mean, we just got new fabrics in, and it's still there. So I thought I would do this one, and maybe, where's my little bear?
On that mum, do you have a tape in the back, or is it? You have
This right here?
Oh, that mum. How do you put it in there?
It's got a little, well, you're gonna glue it on,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not quite ready for that
Oh,
yet.
sorry.
I use this just to use it to sort of, I usually put my mum on one of the last things before I put the backing. This I think I'm gonna make into a garter. So I'm gonna put a little boy there. And you can actually have him, can you get me a little, never mind, I got one up here. I need a little football. I have a football box, y'all, somewhere. Can't find it, but I'll get it. So we're actually just gonna put him, I hot glue him in. Now, if you want to, and you want the girl to be able to keep him, or the boy to be able to keep him, you can. But I just think this works out cute with that kind of mum. And it won't be sticking out so far on his arm. Now the garters come in all colors, and people do them different ways. I have seen so many different ways. I like to put this on the front and put another one back here. And that's probably the best way. Is that how most of y'all do it? But I've seen some people do it really weird, so I think I am going to go ahead and glue him in. And what you do, and you know there's a new floral adhesive that is real popular now. I didn't believe in it at first because I believe in wiring things and hot gluing them, but actually it works really well and it only takes just a few minutes to work. So if you don't want to fool with a hot glue gun, that's probably your best thing to do.
What is it called again?
It's the floral adhesive. Clear floral adhesive. And they're using it a lot now for regular corsages. They're making a bow and gluing the flowers in it. And I really didn't think it would take very well, but it does hold really, really well. So, and it doesn't take that long for it to set. So now we're going to take, this is what late night does for you. Okay. Sometimes I will take, and I will find the garter where it's hooked on here, and I like to stretch mine a little bit, so I'll put the glue across it. And that way, if the guy has big arms, he's got plenty to put around his arm. And let that dry a little bit. And you could use the smaller one. I didn't have any of them out. The smaller little disc might work better if, you know, if the guy's got a big arm. It just won't be quite as big as this. Take another one. I didn't glue it all the way down. I'm not going to glue it because I want to go back and finish it Saturday. I don't want to have to do all these, but you can see you'll glue it on here, and then he's got all that put on. You can put tons of things on here. I'm not going to sit here and tie little things on ribbons for y'all. I think y'all can figure that one out. And you would staple it on there. I staple all my ribbons to the bottom before I do anything. Now, if you wanted a bow on this one, I would tuck it right up under here. And it tends to make the corsage lean up a little bit, which I sort of like that. Because a lot of times when you're especially the boys, it needs to have a little bit more of a presence, so it sort of goes toward the top. But anyway, this is what you would put on your garter. Y'all got any questions? Okay, I'm going to leave this so y'all can play with it if you need to, because I want you to learn how to do these things. I do like my little cowgirl, and in fact, we might use her on this one. Now, I think I'll wire her on. Because if she's like my little girl, well, I don't have a little girl anymore, she's 25, but she would want to keep this. And to do that, you can just go through the mum with some, like so, just sort of get them. So you've got her attached and you can take it out later. When I started out in this business, we only had skillets. And it used to be a booger to use that. Now we have the little skillets that I love. And see, I think I'm gonna put, see where I've got the deco mesh up here? I'm gonna put a ribbon down here with the deco mesh in it. And you can just sort of mix it in. But this flex tubing is so easy to work with. Ribbon's worse than that. And I think on this one, I would probably use the deco mesh to hang the little bells and things on, especially the bells. Bells and the helmets to me are much easier to work with on the deco mesh. I'm not gonna put a little big bow. I like it because it has no sides. You can just go crazy with it. But I will leave one down there like that. Before I hook her in there, straighten my bow out. I guess I can take this off. Do y'all lose your scissors all the time too? Now, if I was putting streamers, I probably would not put it on the bow. I would hook them here. And you can actually hook them to the back here, especially if you got the little, and I usually, like I say, I usually put between 12 and 14 streamers of varying colors or varying types. And then if the girl wants more, just add more to it. And I promise you, she probably will. I love the little cowboy hats for the girls. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here right now, but then I want to just show you how easy. If you knot it first, you can put it through the little bells, like so. See, it moves so much better than ribbon moves. I'm not going to hook this because I want to try and feel. But see how that, it's light, it's really, I think it's lighter than the ribbon, so it doesn't make the corsage quite so heavy. Any questions on anything yet? And if you're doing a triple one, I've got one right here. I did my 3 mums and I did them whichever way you want to do them. And I dressed them up a little bit, but then I put the bear, toward the bottom? And if you want to do the bear at the top, then you can do that right up here and then put 2 mums if you wanted to. You can do a small mum and 2 big mums. It's whatever you like to work with. I prefer the big mums, but you know, a lot of people don't want the big mums. One of the newer things also this year is a football mum. I'll get to the center of this. And I think the big mums are going to work better. It's with a rose in the center. Now this rose is a little big. I would probably use a smaller one. But they're using a lot of little roses right in the center. So, I need the big mum. Let's take her off of this. I definitely wired her on there. And I prefer, we didn't have a white one though. But see, it looks like that, if you can tell what it looks like. Now, a lot of them don't want to wear the bear, so they put this instead of the bear. And of course, the big bears I use on the doubles and on the single ones. If you've got the big mum, you can use the big bear. The little bears I like a lot, but the girls want the big ones. And we don't carry any of the other animals right now, like the tigers or different things like that. Hopefully we'll do that in the future, but we're trying to get what people need. Now, on this particular triple one, I have used a ribbon to go around her neck, because there's no way you can pin that on a dress or an outfit. So I particularly like this. It is a really thin satin tubing that's really soft. And you can buy the cording. I'm sure y'all have seen cording, you can use that. But what I've done here is I've taken it and I've just braided it like a hair braid. I've taken 3 pieces of it. It comes on a spool, where is this one? Like this in different colors. And I just use this one to demonstrate. You just braid it like you would hair. And it feels good on the girls' necks, because I don't want to rub their necks raw when you're carrying that big thing around. So, and I'm sure there's plenty of other things you can use for it, but I particularly like that one. I like anything that's soft on the girls. Any questions yet? Okay, I'll show y'all one I came up with. Now, I don't know whether this has ever been done. I have not seen it, but I wanted to make a football-shaped mum, and I tried to come up with different things, and I ended up with 4 single backings. And they're very simple. I glued this one together. I stapled this one together because I didn't have my glue gun on. And this is what you come out with. And I sort of figured it. I didn't have 4 mums to play with over the weekend, but
Well, that's what I threw that out there.
I'm going to attach these. I really think I like this better than the triple. I don't know why. It just looks a little different, and it's going across their chest anyway. Might as well do a football look. Now these I would be gluing on everybody, but I'm just going to stick them on here for now. Thank goodness for these little backings. I tried this with the smaller. I guess you could put them a little bit closer together and make the smaller with the smaller mums. So you're at this point. It still doesn't look quite like football. I'm going to reserve. I probably would do 3 of these boards because this is so heavy. And on the second one, I think I would put the ribbons. And what I did here is I took some of the number 5 ribbon and I folded it and glued it, and then I just did some smaller ones that did the same thing. So they're double phased, and when you glue it, it gives it a little bit of body to it. So, but before I put that on, this is some of the little white stuff that we have. This is it in the black. And I wanted to put a little bit, you know how football has little things on it sometimes. So I'm going to put a little black to make it look like it's and it just sort of fills in between these two. Thank goodness for glue guns. What would we do without them? So I'm at that point. It looks a little bit more filled in. And I'm sure you could use ribbon, you could use a lot of things right here. You could use some smaller mums even. And then all I'm gonna do for this one, I think I need to cut it a little bit. Just open up one of the mums, put that in there. Same thing on this one. And you could still put the bears on here. Cut that one short enough. It's trial and error. Okay, it's beginning to take shape. And I'm probably going to touch this with a little glue, even though you probably wouldn't have to, but I'm going to. Just to give it a little bit more stability. I see even if you wanted to, you could take these little things and fill in under here. I mean, I like this one better than putting 12 mums together. Another one. Okay. I'll use this one. And they make the little small ones that you can just buy, like the boutonniere. I might want to get that without the wristlet or without the finger thing. I'm going to stick that under there for right now. And it just makes it look fuller. Then on this side, I'm going to put streamers all the way across, which I would say you probably need about 25 or 30. Now if you wanted to put a bear in here, we'll use the little red bear for right now. You could put the bear like right there. You could put all kinds of decorations. Of course, the homecoming, I would put up here. These are real easy. I just glue them in. Do y'all usually just glue them in? You could put it right there even, since you've got that. And of course, we need bling on it. And these are so inexpensive for the look they give. I know it's got an opening. It's been falling out all over the place. Maybe I'll staple this together. But these are some of the bigger ones, and I don't know how many's in here. It's $6.99. And I do suggest if you're using these to use a needle nose plier with the glue gun. But you can just place them on there. And of course that was lost, but I don't have my needle nose plier, but I'll attempt it. Y'all got smaller hands than me, so. And it just sits there on top, and it looks so cute. If she's a cheerleader, she can put that on this side. But I definitely think if it had 3 backs on it, it would do better. And you're going to charge an arm and a leg for this anyway, so, you know, I just think that's a really cute idea. Any questions on that? And then the second one, I would put the ribbons across the bottom. I don't think you need a bow on this one, and even though if you want to, you could put the bows at the bottom of it. And you would glue that one on this one. And then for your final one, you could put a final backing on it to make it a little bit sturdier. I even thought, have you ever used the, oh heck, it's the styrofoam between the sheets of paper. What do they call that? You buy it at Michael's and places. Foam board. Have you ever used that on them? I used that on the big one that I made that time that had all the things on it, the mums on it. And it held up really good because you can cut that pretty easily with an X-Acto knife. But I do want you to think about this. It's something different. You know, you're always trying to think of something different, or I am. And then I'm going to show y'all how to do these. And y'all can come, I'm not putting these together because I want you to be able to look at them and take them apart if you need to. Now I want to show you how to do the lights. And there's several different companies that do the lights. I don't like the lights to look like little light bulbs in there, and these don't. These are like inside the wire. It's got like a little plastic thing on the wire, and that's the light. I usually start at the center, and I try to take it. You've got about 3 or 4 little extra inches here, and I try to go right to the center and sort of twirl that around the center sort of tight. Because you always want to make sure that you end up with the battery pack at the back as the last thing you're doing. And what I did, I just absolutely just go around. It tucks into the mum. You don't really see them. And I don't attach it. I guess if you were scared the girl's going to be jumping around. I did one on the girls last year, and it was fine. When it came back, it looked just like I had put it in. So unless I guess if she's a cheerleader, you might want to touch a little bit of glue every now and then. You see how easy it is?
They light up?
Huh?
Those lights light up?
I'm fixing to light it up for you. Because the end, when I get about halfway finished, I think, I wonder if something's missing. So then you can do. And this particular one, I think, is 7 something, and it requires 3 batteries. And they're, you know, you can use them all the time. I love to use them in centerpieces. So if you don't glue these in, you can always, and if you want to, you can cross back over. If you see a space that you need to put another one, just sort of pull it sort of taut. And if you have wire showing, don't worry about it at this point. Just sort of work it in. I think it needs a couple up here.
What is that called?
Do what?
What is it called? Wire lights?
Yeah, they're right behind you on that top shelf. They're little bitty things. And we'll be getting a lot more in. We've sold out because we did a seminar on the acolytes. Okay, so I'm at the end here. And usually when I get to the end, I just take the wire and I just sort of twist it around a couple of the petals sort of tight, just to make sure it's not going anywhere. And then you can come back and sort of hide your wires. You can just tuck them down in there. You can put a little booger bear in here. But I tell you, it really does make the girl stand out with the lights on it. And I just think I'll use this little thing. And last year, I think I hid it underneath the ribbon, the bow down here. And what I do is I go around And if you need more wire than this, you can do it, but you can, once you get your final backing on it, you can tape it with some white duct tape. And it has an on-off switch, so she doesn't have to use it till she gets there. Now, if you're doing a big one that's gonna hang, I would probably just do the same thing, but put it as far down as you can, where it'll have some weight to it. Any questions? I love these. These were really popular last year. Now that I've twisted it around there. Put some of these at the top to make it real. They like it big. And men like these ends more than the curvy end. I think they think of the curvy ends as bows, and a lot of them don't like to wear the bows. Now I'm going to show y'all how to do a couple of these things since we have a little time. And I think I'll show you this one first, because you can buy these really inexpensive. This one's very easy to do. Have y'all ever done this one? Oh, it's so easy. These two, to me, are the easiest. And this one is also. This one's takes a little working with it, but we're gonna do the. I'll tell you what. We're gonna do this one first, I think. This one right here. And I'm just, whatever string, however long you want it, I usually add 3 or 4 inches to this particular one because it is going to be folded up. So if you want like a 36-inch one, I'd probably make it 42 inches or so. And on this particular one, all you do is this. Oh, I'm going to glue it. And you go back and forth. Depending on how you just try to get them as tight as you can to make that little square. And I guess if you use double face ribbon, which most people don't, but I like the variation of the shiny and the other. Can y'all see what I'm doing? You just take it, whichever one. And you fold it back over. And see how easy that, you can do that while you're watching TV. And it just makes such an impact, because a lot of them have never seen these before. They've only seen the other ones. So I'm gonna open this up and let you see it. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Don't let go of the 2 strings. See? And it's just, as long as you staple them together at the end, they're not going to go anywhere. So simple to do that. I'm going to leave this and let y'all practice on this one too. And then this one, I'll show y'all how to do the Texas one. It's just, you have to have a big place to do it. You can't just do that in your hand. This one is pretty easy. What you do is you take whatever length you want in the black, okay? So we're going to do the black. And say we're going to do that long. And I've already messed up. You take it, and just like you did the little flaps on the outside of the thing, you just fold it and make it into a triangle. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And then make them even. I'm going to turn this a little bit. Okay. then we're going to take the yellow, and we're gonna take, this is gonna be the side you'll be working with. This will be the side you see, it's the shiny side. And you're gonna take this, and you're gonna do it the same angle as that pyramid is. Let me show you. On the back. And we're gonna and it really doesn't matter what side of the triangle you go on, because you're going to be working with both sides of the ribbon. So you got to this point, and I think you need at least twice as much of this. I want to say it's 3 times. So we're going to make sure we get enough. And you start right here at the top. I gotta look at it for a minute. And all you do is weave it back and forth. From one side to the other. See how easy that is?
Couldn't figure out how you got the pattern now.
It is so easy. I'm going to lay it down. It's easier for me to lay it down. Under one and over one. And then you end up with that. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it is.
And I like it because it's as pretty on the back as it is on the front. Is that something new? I'm going to show you how to do that.
That's pretty, then you put in the middle, you can separate it in the middle.
Yes, the middle one.
And then it's-
Okay, any question? I'm going to lay this up here where y'all can play with it. Now this one, you start off with 3 ribbons. As you see, I didn't even finish this one. I'm going to show you how to start off with this. You start off with 3 equal ribbons. And I'm not measuring, so y'all can measure. Y'all gotta move around?
Yeah.
I know how that feels. Okay, I turn mine where the shiny side, the good side is down, and I get them very even up here at the top. And you're just gonna need a little piece, and what you're gonna do is put them right next to each other, okay? Not overlapping, just right next to each other. Put some glue on each one. And you're going to make sure they stay together just perfectly. Of course, these aren't going to be perfect, but you'll get the drift. And you could probably put a really pretty one folded over or whatever. This is not going to show at the top anyway. Okay, so everybody got that so far? This is, I'm doing it short, but it's just going to be very straight across the top, like so.
The shiny side's all on one side.
The shiny side is all, this is going to stay just exactly like this. And then you take, let's do the black. Let me look real quick. Yeah. You take the black, and I taped mine is what I did. So, but you go under, over, under for the first one, okay? And I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna glue it right here. And you probably could do this as the, I'll show you how to do the rest of it. But you could probably do that here also. It really needs to be taped right next to each other and not over here, over it like that. But what you do is you take it and you go to where that that ends and you make a triangle. Y'all got that? And then you make a line and then you turn it and you make a triangle. It's easier when it's on the table. Let me show you.
So you're just weaving it back and forth?
Weaving it back and forth. That's all there is to it. You make a little triangle thing. Am I doing it right? Yes. And you need to keep this sort of tight up here. The one thing I kept doing wrong is I kept trying to bend the edges upward, but you always take the right side and fold downward. And then you fold it right back over itself. It's very hard doing it up in midair. So I'm going to put it down here.
You need somebody to hold the top one.
Well, yeah, it would be easier, trust me. It's not this hard to do. It's just you have to have a large area because it's such a wide ribbon. But as you go up, you just need to make sure that you keep them really tight and like so. It's like so. Any questions? Well, I'll play with it with y'all if y'all want me to. It's easier when you lay it down. Okay, one more I'm going to show you. And it's this one. And you think it's really hard, but it's not. It's pretty too on both sides. Let me cut this. Glue it, and you do it perpendicular to each other. Of course, it would probably help if I could cut the ribbon straight. And you're going to take this, and you're going to fold it. I'm not doing this. And you're going to fold this one. And you're going to pull that down. And you're going to take this back up. And you think you should be going downward, but you're going upward. I'm going to start over. I think I wanted it this way. You take that. And you take this, and I know it's going to be a little crooked, but it makes it really pretty. And you go through this with a loop. And then you make sure this is tight, okay? That's where I messed up. So now you've got this little hole, and you go through like so. And then you make sure it's tight. Pull the little yellow one. And then you're going to do this again. And it's no cutting or anything, you just make a little loop. And you go, start with the black one. Tend to forget to tighten them. But when you pull it through, and you need about the same size ribbon for this, okay? But I need to always make sure I pull that yellow one to make it tight. See, I'm so used to working toward me, and now you're working away from yourself on this one. And then you pull it a little tighter. And you just fold it back up. You make sure the yellow's sort of tight. And you just pull that up. And pull the black to make sure it's tight. When you pull this through here, make it about the same width as your riveting. So then you end up with that. So it's easy to do, and the back side's just as pretty as the other side.
That's my favorite. You need to do a video, sell the video of that. You're doing it.
I need to probably get a white tablecloth and let y'all, it's easy to do. This will be coming down this way, so you just really just have to make sure you get the right, and it curves after you get it all in there. But always make sure you tighten, when you stick that in there, tighten it some. And it does make it better. Okay, any questions? I'll work with y'all if y'all need me to on that. I hope y'all have enjoyed the little football mom session.